Now, I'm going to be honest and upfront with you. When there are cards that gives you the option to advance, they are so elaborately descriptive as to sharing with you that you should not be advancing with that type of person. But it's also to measure how much your tolerance level is for being in a predicament that you don't want to be. Because when you're playing, especially when you're playing with other people, and you keep going back to single, you keep having terrible dates and having terrible situations, yet you see other people going into relationships. So you see multiple people go into marriage, so which means you have become the bridesmaid or the groomsman, and you're seeing all that, yet you're stuck in the dating phase, and now you have this card that tells you something that's not so good about this person that you probably wouldn't want to go into a relationship. Now you have a dilemma. Do I want to advance and be like the other people that are moving ahead, or do I want to stick around and wait until I get who it is that I want to be with before I move forward? So that's how that's set up. Why is that so important? I don't know if you noticed, but in the relationship phase, there's a star landing space. On this star landing space, it says you settle for someone who didn't meet your non-negotiable list requirements. Back to single. Then it says, or disregard if you arrived at relationship with someone who met your non-negotiable list. This is your evidence that you did advance with that person. So going back to single, that landing space you're immune to where you do not have to go back to single. You just stay and you move accordingly because that landing space does not apply to you. So that's your safe space. Now, if you break up in that respective relationship, you have to put the token back. And now that does not apply to you unless you advance again with the person that meets your non-negotiable list. Because in this simulation, you will get sent back to single. You get cheated on. You do stuff that's wrong that will cause a divorce. You cheat. And when those things happen, those things could yield you a go back to single or get divorced type scenario. But if you've accumulated bucks, instead of that being your fate, you can pay for counseling, submit your $50, and avoid that being the conclusion of that particular card.